keep your left thumb there, and the reason we do that is because every shortcut we're going to use is going to use that keyboard. It's going to use that exact button. So for example, if we wanted to switch to another program, hold that command key down and use your ring finger to tap the tab key. Start tapping the tab key. You're going to notice something happens. What comes up? Is everybody seeing this? It will come up with any of the open programs so that you can switch back and forth between them. This is really handy when you want to jump over your software and then maybe copy and paste something from another piece of software, like Spotify in this case. Okay, we'll use that when we're finding our programs. And I'll make a list of all these shortcuts available to you, so you don't even have to worry about it. All right, so let's go ahead and Command Tab until we're at the GarageBand, okay? GarageBand. Got that? Now, GarageBand, like all digital audio workstations right now, comes usually with templates. Some way to just get you up and running quickly. It'll start you with some tracks. Templates are a great way to start when you've just got a musical idea and you want to get moving quickly. In the process of learning them, if you guys go farther in this topic, you're going to find and, of course, learn how to build your own templates. Sometimes you want tracks with certain sounds ready to go. So let's just start together and we'll do one. Y'all pick, let's collectively pick which one of these kind of genres or collections, electronic, songwriter, hip-hop, are you interested in trying to build something with initially? We're just going to do a little together. So I tell you what, everybody pick your own. I'm going to start with electronic. So pick whichever you want.
Excuse me?
Yes?
We need another pair of headphones.
Are we short? Well, here's one right here. Boom. There you go. All right, everybody get to this point and go ahead and set your volume level by hitting the space bar. That'll start and stop playback.
It just depends on what you start off with, which you want.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm feeling it now.
Why do we not have any bass? Right, we're good.
Why is this happening?
Okay, so some of you guys, depending on how they've got the keyboard set up, if you are trying to adjust the volume, you'll either have to go up to the little volume speaker here on your dock, or hold the function key down on your keyboard when you press the volume button. So the function key is there with all the home keys. Hold that function key down, and then you can turn it up and down. Okay. Yep. So if you hold function down, you can turn it up and down. Okay, so the space bar is going to start and stop the playback. Did you accidentally delete the clip? Oh, you just did the keyboard. It's okay. Do the file and new. There you go. And don't save the one. Don't save. Perfect. And then just do one of these that actually has a genre. Yeah. That'll come up with it. All right. So is everybody here and everybody got a loop playing? Okay. So if you look at your volume, the home keys, like where above the arrows on your keyboard, you see that once this function, hold that down and then tap your volume keys.
Is that the FN?
Yep. FN and then tap your volume keys, and that will turn you up and down. Got it? Cool. All right, everybody hold that function key down, turn it up and down, sweet. All right, so the first thing you need to understand is let's just do a quick tour of the interface. So everyone knows what, when I go to click on something and you say, I don't have that, you know where to look. So starting in the upper left-hand corner, and you see these 4 buttons collectively, they're going to show and hide things like this library, which is where all your sounds and presets and stuff will be. Toggle that on and off. Close it so it's closed, open it so it's open. Everybody got that? Click on the Show Hide Help button next to that. That'll turn on a lot of overlays. It's useful, so if you're like moving around and you want to know some software deeper, Apple's done a pretty good job of making this accessible. I like to keep it off though when I'm working. Next to that is your smart controls. Go ahead and turn it on and turn it off. Use that smart controls to turn it on and turn it off. Okay, so that's going to give you kind of just some shortcuts directly to controls specifically as we work with software. So I'm just showing you that that exists. You can hide it if you want initially. That'll give us more space for our music. And then you can press this next button next to it. That's the editor that lets us change some things about our sounds. Simple enough? Okay, if you see them on or off, you know to basically come up here and then just click to turn on or off any of these buttons. Okay, go check the other side, same thing. There's a few buttons on the upper right-hand side. If we were trying to import stuff from our hard drive, for example, or iTunes, or maybe iMovie videos, we could turn this on. I'd never, ever use that. The media or the loops, Loops will have some loops that we can use and we'll look at here in a little while. We'll actually get to loops as our kind of second piece. You can turn that on or off. And the next one is notes. So if you wanted to take notes specifically. I very rarely use it, but it's a great way of keeping some notes inside your software, inside your session. Let's leave loops open just for a second, because you might use those. So if you hover between the sections, you'll get the little double arrows, so you can kind of make things wider or narrower if you can't quite see enough. So that's easy enough. You can also just hide the stuff that way. Everybody okay with that? The basics. All right, so let's do this. Go ahead and come up to your drummer track, and let's just make sure that we understand the basics of how to click around on a region. Okay? So this is automatically creating a little drummer track, a drummer region. And when you double click on it, you're going to notice it alternates between bringing up that editor box. You see that? Same thing if you double click on it. Okay? When you go to the sides, notice you're going to get some extra overlays that will let you do things. Like, for example, if you hover over the bottom, you can trim it to make it shorter and longer. Go hover over the bottom of it, and you'll see it turns into this trim tool. Now this takes a little bit of effort because you'll notice if you move up to the top corner, it becomes a loop button, which lets you essentially just loop something endlessly. Just want to make sure everybody's basic familiarity with where they can click. That's okay, we're going to do plenty from here. All right, so leave it alone. Let's try to stretch this back to 8 bars and leave it there. And let's just go ahead and double click on this until the editor pops up here down in the bottom. I also like to go ahead and click in the upper left-hand corner so that library is open, because that's going to give us even more choices. And let's show you why. Raise a hand if you ain't got this. I'll get you helped out. Yes, ma'am? Okay, so just double click on any of these like electronic or hip hop. Okay, double click it. There you go. Fantastic. Okay, so just click on this thing here. Okay, so here we go. When I start playing this, you're going to notice that it plays whatever its sound is. That's what it is, simple enough. But if you look here at this editor, you can actually come down and choose different presets entirely. So when I hit play, if I click on Nightlife, you see how it changed not only the notes that we're playing, but it moved this hockey puck around. So watch, I'm just going to click through several. You'll see it change up here, and you'll see it change down here. Does that make sense? Everybody take 2 minutes and go through until you can find something in there that you like. That's just our quick starting point. Then we're going to move on and build it from there. Raise a hand if you need help, and I'll come around. Yep, so just click on this and hit play. Use your space bar. Okay, and then as you click through those different things, it'll change the sounds. Can you guys work together?
Yeah, here, here's the headphones right here.
Yep.
Our bass is most definitely not working.
Your bass?
Either that or the headphones just don't give out that much bass. Because whatever, it just sounds like
What is that?
It sounds really
Wow,
distorted.
that was loud. Wait, what are these do? Because I'm not hearing.
These?
Yeah.
Listen to the loop, it'll change it.
Okay, yeah, because I'm hearing it a little different.
So like
It's not
this one. But when I switch it,
Is it suddenly coming through? Yeah, but now this headphones won't get it.
Yeah, now I definitely hear it.
Yeah, it's like it's just got funky, the splitters maybe a little glitched out. Because when it kicks in, it's like, boom.
I don't like any
Here,
sound.
why don't you guys try just like
We're
it
gonna
is.
make our own.
Just have to speak for a second. That way it can work. I'll see if they can connect some
Yeah.
extra splitters.
Yeah, well, I don't know, now it's kind of goes.
So your goal is to find a beat that moves you. Now pause real quick and look up here.
Beat that moves us.
You can tweak it.
Okay.
Pause for just a second and look. If you're into a totally different musical vibe, over here on the side, you should see if you have the track selected. If you've got a different track, go ahead and just click on the names of some different tracks. Do you notice how it changes and it shows you which patch is chosen? So if you select the drum track, you'll see you've got other genres you can click on right there. So if I'm listening to this, and I go, nah, I feel a little more dubstep, I can actually choose this drummer Jasper double click him, it'll say, are you sure you want to change the drummer? Yes. And it changes not just Jasper, but all the beats too. Now here's the beauty of it. Once you find the drummer with the genre that you like, and the pattern that you like, you can actually tweak that pattern just by dragging this puck around. So if I want it louder and more complex, I drag it up there and watch. So here's that one. If I want it softer or loud but simple, I drag it this way, and look what happened to all the notes. Watch. Complex, simpler. That's too simple. How about complex but quiet? You can even move it around and change it up while it plays. Okay, so see if you can find a general vibe there that has the drummer that you want, the beat that you want, and drag this loud, soft, complex puck around to wherever you want. Raise your hand if you need help, and I'll come to you. Okay, so we need a couple of different headphones players. These are having issues. I'd say unplug them for now,
Do you like that one?
and just use the built-in speakers just for now. Yeah. It's not too loud.
What is that? Like,
So,
what is that?
What are you talking about?
I make everything a little for
You're like the hi-hat.
It sounds nasty.
Yeah, I don't like it. That's like too much.
How do you spell your name?
Wait, how do we
So
get
it's
it back?
like Asian,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Asian with the extra I.
Get it back to what?
I was trying to envision that, and I could not come up with it, so I was like, Malaysia. Okay.
Well, I think you switched the
Okay.